Lesson 1. Always think long term. When you're young, everything feels urgent. You want results now, you want money now, you want recognition now, you want freedom now. And because of that urgency, you start chasing short-term wins that feel good but build nothing. I wish someone had told me that almost every meaningful result in life is the outcome of long-term positioning. The people you admire didn't win overnight. They placed small bets repeatedly. They endured boring phases. They made decisions not for the next month, but for the next decade. Long-term thinking changes everything. Instead of asking, how do I make money fast? You start asking, what skills will make me valuable for the next 10 years? Instead of asking, how do I look successful, you ask, what foundations am I building? Instead of chasing hype, you build leverage. When you think long-term, patience stops feeling like suffering. It becomes strategy. You stop quitting after 3 months. You stop jumping from idea to idea. You stop being emotionally controlled by slow progress. You start understanding that compounding only works if you stay in the game. Most people destroy their own future because they overvalue 1 year and undervalue 10. 10 years of consistent effort can make you unrecognizable. 1 year of intensity followed by 9 years of distraction leaves you average. Long-term thinking also protects you from emotional decisions. You don't blow money on status. You don't sacrifice relationships for ego. You don't burn bridges for temporary validation. You start playing chess while others are playing checkers. And here's the truth. The future belongs to people who can delay gratification. If you master that, you separate yourself automatically. Lesson 2. Try to evolve every day, even 1%. You don't need dramatic transformation. You need small daily upgrades. Most people wait for motivation. They wait for January. They wait for the perfect routine. They wait for clarity. Meanwhile, days pass. 1% improvement per day feels insignificant, almost invisible. But 1% compounded over a year doesn't make you slightly better. It makes you exponentially ahead. Growth is not about intensity, it's about consistency. Read 10 pages, work out for 20 minutes, learn one new skill element, improve your communication slightly, make one better financial decision, stack those tiny wins daily, and your identity shifts. The problem is that small improvements don't feel rewarding immediately. There is no applause, no visible transformation in a week, no dramatic breakthrough, but growth is silent before it becomes obvious. If you become 1% better every day at your craft, after 365 days, you're not competing with who you were. You're competing with people who stayed the same. That gap becomes massive. Daily evolution also builds self-respect. When you know you improved today, even slightly, you sleep differently, you walk differently, you speak differently, you carry momentum. The person who improves slowly but relentlessly will always surpass the person who moves fast but inconsistently. Perfection is unnecessary. Progress is mandatory. And if you combine Lesson 1 with Lesson 2, long-term thinking with daily 1% growth, you create something powerful. Direction plus momentum. Direction without action is fantasy. Action without direction is chaos. Long-term vision with daily evolution, that's unstoppable. The earlier you understand this, the more time works for you instead of against you. Lesson 3. Money should be your priority. This is where most people get uncomfortable. You were probably told that money isn't everything, that chasing money is shallow, that passion matters more, that happiness isn't tied to income. And while money isn't the only thing that matters, pretending it doesn't matter at all is naive. Money is leverage. It gives you options. It gives you time. It gives you freedom from dependency. It gives you the ability to say no. When money is not a priority, you are forced to compromise. You work jobs you hate. You tolerate disrespect. You delay your dreams. You accept limitations you didn't choose. Prioritizing money doesn't mean worshipping it. It means understanding its role. If you ignore money, you will eventually be controlled by someone who doesn't. When I was younger, I focused on looking busy instead of building valuable skills. I focused on short-term comfort instead of long-term income potential. I underestimated how powerful financial stability really is. Money amplifies who you already are. If you are generous, you become more generous. If you are ambitious, you build more. If you value experiences, you create more of them. Without money, even small problems feel heavy. A car repair becomes stress. A medical bill becomes panic. An opportunity becomes impossible. With money, problems problems shrink, decisions become clearer. You don't need to be obsessed with becoming rich overnight, but you should be obsessed with becoming financially strong. Learn high-income skills, understand investing, build assets instead of liabilities. Because once money stops being a daily worry, your mental energy becomes available for bigger things, and that changes your entire life trajectory. Lesson 4. Money gives you the ability to enjoy life more with your loved ones. Some people act like money and meaningful relationships are opposites, as if caring about financial growth automatically makes you cold or distant. That's not true. Money cannot buy love, but it can buy the conditions that protect love. It buys time. Time to travel with your partner, time to be present with your children, time to take care of your parents, time to slow down without fearing bills. Imagine being able to take your family on trips without calculating every expense. Imagine being able to help your parents financially without stress. Imagine celebrating moments without worrying about tomorrow's survival. That kind of security creates peace. When finances are unstable, tension grows, arguments become more frequent, anxiety becomes constant. You carry stress into conversations that should be joyful. Financial pressure silently damages relationships. Financial stability strengthens them. You can choose better environments, safer neighborhoods, better education, healthier lifestyles, experiences that create memories instead of regrets. You can also protect your time, and time is the most valuable currency when it comes to love. At the end of your life, you won't remember random purchases. You will remember moments, conversations, trips, shared laughter. Money is a tool that allows more of those moments. It's not about luxury, it's about freedom. Freedom to design your life around the people you care about instead of designing your life around survival. If you truly value your loved ones, becoming financially strong isn't selfish, it's responsible. Lesson 5. Talk less, listen more. When you're young, you want to prove yourself. You want to show people how much you know. You want to win arguments. You want to be seen as intelligent, capable, ahead. So you talk. You explain your plans. You defend your opinions. You interrupt. You react. What I didn't understand early enough is that the loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. The person who listens controls the room. When you listen more than you speak, you learn faster. You notice patterns. You understand motivations. You hear what people don't say. You gather information others are giving away freely. Talking gives away your position. Listening reveals everyone else's. There's another layer most people miss. When you constantly announce your goals, you get a temporary feeling of accomplishment. Your brain rewards you for talking about the plan instead of executing it. Silence protects your focus. Move quietly, build quietly, improve quietly, let results speak. Listening also strengthens relationships. People don't remember who talked the most. They remember who made them feel heard. When you listen carefully, you build trust. If you only speak when necessary, people pay attention. Silence is not weakness, it's discipline. In business, listening helps you understand what customers actually need. In relationships, it helps you understand what your partner truly feels. In life, it prevents unnecessary conflict. Most problems escalate because people are trying to respond instead of trying to understand. And the more successful you become, the more valuable this skill becomes, because information is currency. Closing reflection. If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I wouldn't give him shortcuts. I would give him perspective. Always think long-term. Improve 1% every day. Make money a priority. Use money to protect and elevate your loved ones. Talk less, listen more. None of these lessons are flashy. None of them are viral hacks. They are simple principles, but simple doesn't mean easy. Long-term thinking requires patience in a world addicted to speed. Daily improvement requires discipline in a world addicted to comfort. Prioritizing money requires maturity in a world that shames ambition. Using money wisely requires responsibility. Listening more requires ego control. Most people won't follow these lessons consistently. That's why most people stay average. The difference between an average life and an exceptional one is rarely talent. It's alignment. Alignment between your actions and your future. Every decision you make today is a vote for the person you become tomorrow.